Simon Cowell wants you to believe he's just a judge, but there is one specific clause in the AGT production contract that proves he's doing something far more calculated behind the scenes. While you're watching the golden buzzer, Simon is watching a completely different set of data. And once you see the puppet master rule he's been hiding, you'll never look at a surprise audition the same way again. Every summer, millions of viewers tune in to watch ordinary people walk onto a glittering stage, completely unprepared for the life-altering moment ahead of them. We are told these are raw, unfiltered discoveries, ordinary citizens stepping out of the crowd to showcase their hidden genius. But behind the emotional music and the tearful judges lies a massive legal apparatus designed to strip these performers of their rights, their music, and their very autonomy. The shocking truth is that the moment an artist steps onto that stage, they are no longer in control of their own destiny. They have already entered a highly calculated legal trap. To understand the depth of this manipulation, we must look past the television cameras and dive deep into the actual legal paperwork every contestant is forced to sign before they are even allowed to audition. This document, known as the Participant Agreement and Release, is not a standard television release form. It is an incredibly dense, 80-plus page legal fortress drafted by Fremantle Media and Simon Cowell's personal production company, Psycho Entertainment. From the very first page, the contract establishes absolute ownership over the performer. The production team does not just film the acts. They legally own their names, their likenesses, their voices, and their life stories. But the real manipulation begins long before the live broadcast. The show presents the illusion of a spontaneous audition, where a nervous act walks on stage and surprises the judges. In reality, the entire trajectory of the contestant's journey is mapped out months in advance. According to seasoned performers who have navigated the grueling audition process, such as the acclaimed comedy duo Kamikaze Fireflies, the idea of a surprise success is a complete fabrication. To have your first-round audition actually make it to television, you cannot just perform one incredible act. The producers require you to pitch, script, and detail your second, third, and fourth-round routines before they even agree to broadcast your initial audition. If the producers do not see a clear commercial narrative arc that fits into their pre-planned television season, your first audition is simply wiped from existence. It is never broadcast, and the public never knows you were there. This means the narrative is entirely backwards. The competition is not decided by the live performances on stage. It is curated in the production offices weeks before. Simon Cowell and his team of producers know exactly who is going to succeed, who is going to fail, and how each contestant will be framed to maximize viewer ratings. But the true depth of Simon Cowell's control goes far beyond simple story curation. At the one-third mark of the show's lifespan, a shocking leak from Simon's British production company Psycho exposed the most terrifying clause of all. It was a highly unusual, 3-page supplementary agreement sent directly to finalists. This contract contained a lifetime gagging order of unprecedented scale. Under this clause, contestants are banned for life from revealing that the contract itself even exists. They are barred from making any disclosure to the press about the inner workings of the show, the selection process, or their interactions with the judges. Most shockingly, the clause explicitly bans them from speaking about any incidents taking part in any house or home anywhere in the world belonging to Simon Cowell or his fellow judges. If a contestant breaks this rule, they face immediate, ruinous legal action from a team of international lawyers. This permanent gagging order ensures that no matter how badly a performer is treated, the truth of Simon's puppet mastery is legally locked in a vault forever. This lifetime gagging order is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the legal traps embedded in the America's Got Talent production contract. When independent legal experts began dissecting the participant agreements signed by contestants, they uncovered clauses that seemed to violate basic civil rights. One of the most alarming discoveries is the explicit waiver of Section 1542 of the California Civil Code. In standard legal terms, this code protects citizens from releasing claims that they do not know exist at the time of signing. By forcing contestants to waive this right, Simon Cowell's production team gains absolute immunity. If a performer suffers severe emotional distress, physical injury, or deliberate humiliation during the production, they cannot sue, even if they were completely unaware of the risks beforehand. The contract essentially forces participants to sign away their right to legal protection, leaving them completely exposed to whatever narrative or physical situation the producers choose to place them in. To enforce this silence, the contract features a devastating liquidated damages clause. If a contestant violates any part of their confidentiality or publicity agreement, they are contractually obligated to pay $50,000 per breach. This means that a single unauthorized social media post, a casual conversation with a local journalist, or a behind-the-scenes photo can result in immediate financial ruin. But the control does not stop at financial penalties, it extends directly to how the performer is portrayed. The contract explicitly states that the producers have the right to edit, cut, and rearrange footage of the performer in any way they see fit. A talented singer can be edited to look arrogant, delusional, or foolish through creative cutting and misleading reaction shots from the judges. Under the contract, the contestant waives any right to seek injunctive or equitable relief. This means they cannot sue to stop the broadcast of a highly edited, defamatory segment, even if it permanently ruins their personal and professional reputation. Perhaps the most bizarre aspect of these contracts is the physical scope of the rights surrendered. The legal paperwork repeatedly specifies that Fremantle Media and Psycho Entertainment own the rights to the performer's act, likeness, and performance throughout the universe in perpetuity. In some variations of the Psycho contract, the language goes even further, claiming rights throughout the solar system. While this sounds like comical science fiction, it serves a highly calculated legal purpose. It ensures that no matter how technology evolves, the producers retain absolute ownership without ever having to pay the artist additional royalties. A performance recorded today can be monetized, broadcast, and exploited across any future platform forever, and the performer will never receive a single cent of residual income. Even the ultimate prize of America's Got Talent is shrouded in deception. Every season, the show heavily advertises a grand prize of $1 million. However, the fine print reveals a vastly different financial reality. The $1 million is not paid out in a lump sum. Instead, it is distributed as a financial annuity over 40 years. This means the winner receives just $25,000 per year before taxes. If they want the money immediately, they must agree to a highly reduced lump sum cash option, which often shrinks the prize to less than $300,000 after taxes and administrative fees. Furthermore, for finalists booted off the show before the grand finale, the contract mandates they must pay 5% of all entertainment-related earnings to Simon Cowell's company for a full year. Whether they are performing in small clubs or booking local corporate gigs, Simon Cowell continues to collect a tax on their talent. This absolute dominance is reinforced by constant surveillance. Former contestants have spoken out about the hidden cameras clause embedded deep within production agreements. When participants agree to appear, they consent to being filmed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, not just on the main stage but in dressing rooms, hotel corridors, and during private conversations. Microphones are kept live, and producers actively monitor interactions behind the scenes, looking for moments of conflict or vulnerability to construct artificial drama. Simon Cowell has built a multi-billion-dollar empire on the illusion of the American dream, the idea that a completely unknown person can walk onto a stage, sing a song, and change their life forever through sheer raw talent. But behind the bright lights, the dramatic pauses, and the gold confetti of the golden buzzer lies a cold, legally airtight machine. The contestants are not competing in a fair talent show. They are characters in a highly produced drama where Simon Cowell holds the pen, the contract, and the ultimate remote control. The next time you watch a nervous performer receive a standing ovation, remember the hidden clauses, the lifetime gagging orders, and the universal rights they surrendered just for a fleeting 90 seconds of fame. Because on Simon Cowell's stage, the only real winner is the man holding the puppet strings.